We have someone who's sitting down over here, Yashaswi Tiwari. If I ask you what inspired you that you want to take this particular path, that is law.
We need to have that strong willness and power within us to fight the real world. And that was the time when I decided that I want to do law and I want to be in this legal field.
Hello and welcome everyone to our podcast, the ALCian Journey, celebrating milestones and cherishing memories. We have someone who's sitting down over here who has experienced significant growth over the past few years. Yashaswi Tiwari.
Thank you so much for having me here, ma'am. It's a great pleasure to be here.
If I ask you what inspired you that you want to take this particular path, that is law.
Ma'am, to be very honest, I was not very sure about law in the starting, but as days passed, I saw my father, who is also an advocate, do justice to people, bring justice, fight their cases, and actually help them. That part always inspired me that if I want to do something, that should not be just valuable to me, but to others as well. And that was the time when I decided that I want to do law and I want to be in this legal field.
If I talk about law as a field, it's something wherein it's seen as a taboo. Per se, wherein women, they are not seen as somebody who actually fight in the courts. They're not aware about the rights and a lot of people mock about them. What do you suggest? Have you faced any perception of such barriers and how do you feel you can actually break these barriers?
I belong from a family where my parents and my family has always supported me. But when it comes to people around me who are not that much close to me, like my friends or my colleagues, they've always used to tease me about it that she is a lawyer, all she'll do is just argue, so let it leave. But I never got humiliated by it. I felt very proud about myself. Yes, I am a lawyer and I will argue if it comes to me. And yes, that is a taboo. People think that law is not a profession for women, but I say that it is. Because end of the day, no one's coming to save you. You have to save yourself, and that's when you decide that you have to do law, because when you will be able to understand and know what your right is, you will be able to fight against what is wrong. And as I have always heard that sometimes you have to buy your own mockingbird. Sometimes you have to be there for yourself. You don't have to be relied upon others to save you. And that is why I always suggest women to pursue law, because it gives you so much strength that no one's going to make you weak, no one's going to bend you down, and you will fight for yourself.
The students that we see out there, they are preparing for CLAT. As a 12th grade student, what were your feelings and thoughts around it? Since you know that when CLAT was announced, even in this year, a number of students might now be in uncertainty. They might be in the dilemma whether we actually want to choose law or whether we can actually give it up.
So when I did prepare about CLAT, it was the time of COVID, it was the time of lockdown. I actually took a drop because I was like, next year I'll prepare, I'll do a physical coaching. But then again, the lockdown was so long that I was not able to, and hence the results were not such great. But I want to tell the students out there that just because one door is closed, you are not supposed to turn back. There are plenty of options you can choose, and you can still choose law. I still remember the day after CLAT when results came. I came here with my parents and they were quite impressed by the culture we have here.
So how do you see yourself in the next 20 years?
Let me start from the very beginning. When I first came to college, I was very scared. What will happen to me in these 5 years? What I'm gonna do, if I'll be good enough or not. But now I see myself back then, I feel like I have gained a lot of exposure and a lot of confidence in myself. The SCDC cell, that is the Student Career Development Cell, has provided me such a great opportunities for internship that has shaped me for who I am today. Right now, I'm also an intern at ALCian Journey, and that itself is a symbol of how far I have come. And I feel like I'll do great wonders because law is such a profession where we have a lot of options. We can go for judiciary, we can go for corporate, for litigation, for in-house counsels, and many more such options. And I feel like I will give judiciary, I'll try my luck there, and I feel like that I will achieve success in life.
How do you see that it kind of bridges the gap between the theoretical knowledge and the practical exposure? since we need to understand whether this internship component is actually helping the law students at all.
Well, there is no doubt that internship component is very important. The fact is, what we learn in this college is this theoretical knowledge, and it's of no use till we don't know how to apply this theoretical knowledge in the real world. When we go out there, when we face judges, we face advocates, we get to realize that we need to have that confidence, we need to have that strong willness and power within us to fight the real world, and that's when internship comes into action. Because without that, we will just have fear in our mind that how are we supposed to do things. That is why internship plays a major role in our life, because it gives us that practical exposure we need to have this in this legal world.
Yashaswi, that was wonderfully explained by you. You did amazing. Thank you for being the sport, and thank you all for being part of this conversation.